All rise.
As a former police officer, prosecutor, and judge, Robert Newsom would appear to typify Texas law and order. When he judges cases, however, Newsom follows two other principles: justice and compassion.
So my judicial philosophy is, yes, I believe in the law, I promote the law, I'll stand with the law. But on the other hand, there's a place for mercy built into our law.
Sulphur Springs boasts this picture-perfect town square. But like most stories, life has many twists and turns. One such turn began 20 years ago when Judge Newsom met a young man in his courthouse who was on the wrong side of the law.
Well, this is the courtroom where I was sentenced to 5 99-year sentences.
Ron Atkins fell into a life of crime at 14. After a string of burglaries, a jury hammered him with almost 500 years in prison. At 22, and with no hope of ever leaving lockdown, Ron lashed out.
So I set about making a reputation for myself, making a life for myself in the prison. You know, I became really violent.
He joined a prison gang, fought inmates and staff, and racked up 250 prison violations. That put him in solitary, where he would eventually spend 13 years. Alone and suicidal, he says he turned to God and a worn-out Bible.
Half the pages were missing because I've been using it for rolling papers. I've been smoking cigarettes with Bible paper. All that was left of the Bible was the New Testament.
Ron learned about grace, forgiveness, and God's love, so he left the gang for a Bible study. In 2012, Ron experienced his first miracle, a surprise review that resulted in parole more than 80 years before his projected release in 2095.
I didn't even think it was real until I actually got out of the gate.
Once out of prison, he found work and also began sharing his story at churches and conferences.
Father God, Lord, I love you and I thank you.
That's how he met his wife, also a former felon, and now an ordained minister and a licensed Christian counselor. Then, one day while sitting in church, he ran into someone from his past.
It dawned on me. I told the pastor, I said, you know what? I think that's the judge who sentenced me to 5 99-year sentences. He's like, no, I don't think so.
Afterwards, I went up to Ron.
Came up to me and he was like,
I said, are we okay?
You know, I just felt my heart go out to him, you know.
And he grabbed me and hugged me, you know, real big.
It was good.
Burying their past, the judge and the man he put away forged a future based on faith.
I never did go to prison. I never did do some of the things that Ron has done, but I'm a sinner saved by grace, just like Ron is. We're brothers. We're brothers.
This new relationship includes getting together each week at Judge Newsom's home.
Come on in, everybody.
Where neighbors, family, and other former convicts spend time together singing and praying.
To go in the judge's living room and have them treat me just like one of the family, you know, it was just really awesome. And God's just developed a relationship where him and his wife, they're like mama and papa to me, you know.
And the ripple effect of this unlikely story expands much further into the community.
Not long after Ron stepped out of prison, he returned to the place where he was once jailed to share a message of freedom to men searching for hope and purpose.
Don't ever discount anything with God, because once He's in your life, He's working through every detail, man.
In the room next door, his wife Dawn shares her story with the women in jail. Ron's relationship with Judge Newsom opened the door for him to reach others who identify with his story. They cling to his every word, eager to experience the spiritual freedom he proclaims.
Let's give it all to God, and let's get set free. Let's get some forgiveness in your heart. You know what's in their lives, Lord. I just pray you reveal it to them, God.
While critics question the merits of faith-based prison programs, Sheriff Tatum tells CBN News this one makes a difference. Through Ron and Dawn's ministry, inmates and even some staff have been baptized. According to Judge Newsom, it sparked a mini revival in the county. Ron believes this new chapter is evidence of God rewriting his past to create a lasting legacy.
In the very place where I was sentenced to die in prison, He was going to use us to bring dead things back to life. And that's what He's doing. In the jail, in the worship nights, in the prayer meetings, He's just bringing dead things to life.
John Jessup, CBN News, in Sulphur Springs, Texas.